Do you think at some point something's got to give, that companies will stop eating the tariffs and in fact start passing it on to consumers?
The way I think about it, I don't worry about that at all.
And why would he? He's rich. It doesn't matter to him either way. And his job relies on pretending that the tariffs will not be passed on to you, which, by the way, Maria, they're already being passed on. The idea that at some point prices will start to go up. Do you read the news? I don't mean on Fox News. I mean the real news. Prices are already going up for a vast number of products, especially products that have been specifically targeted with Trump tariffs. And by the way, in terms of that long run, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, which surveyed businesses, only 12% of businesses plan to absorb the entirety of even a 10% increase in tariffs. And don't try to read that chart. It took me like 10 minutes to understand it. But basically, the vast majority are going to pass on price increases to customers, particularly as the tariffs raise prices more and more. And they're going to be going up more and more on more and more products because Donald Trump is now announcing even more tariffs. I don't know if this is, like, is he worried about the Epstein files coming out and so he needs something? I don't know, but he took to Truth Social to say, starting in less than 1 week, we're gonna get 100% tariffs on any branded or patented pharmaceutical products unless a company is building their manufacturing plant in America. Is building will be defined as breaking ground and or under construction. There will therefore be no tariff on these pharmaceutical products if construction is started. Again, that's in like 6 days. So I don't know, like how much ground needs to be broken? Can I get a shovel? Like is that enough? 100% on pharmaceuticals. I do not think that the companies are going to absorb the 100% cost. In any event, it's not just that. And maybe you don't use pharmaceuticals. I mean, most of us do, but let's say that you don't. He's also putting a 50% tariff on kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and associated products starting again in less than 1 week. A 30% tariff on upholstered furniture, specifically if it's upholstered. I guess that if it's wicker, I guess it's okay. But no, don't you dare put padding or cloth on that. Then it's gonna get a 30% thing because large scale flooding of these products is happening. Which just, by the way that it works is that we're buying it. That's what the flood is. It's not like they're just storing up millions of sectionals in Kansas or something. We buy them. And if we're buying so many that you can classify it as a flood, then I would assume the 30% tariff is gonna have a significant economic effect because we were already buying a literal flood of these things. And so, I don't know, goodbye IKEA, I guess too. When he does a tariff as specific as kitchen cabinets and bathroom vanities, I have to assume there is some like niche American manufacturer of these, which gave him $500,000 for his inauguration and just called him up last night and said, I need a new tariff. This reads as specific and corrupt as that. By the way, in addition to the new tariffs, he also is reckoning, even if he won't admit why, with the damage being done to America from his tariffs when he announces what some of the tariff money is gonna go to support. Take a look.
We're going to take some of that tariff money that we made, we're going to give it to our farmers who are for a little while going to be hurt until it kicks in, the tariffs kick into their benefit.
Oh, wait. Okay, so I get that you're gonna once again flood subsidies to farmers because of your stupid economic policy. And I say again because he did that in his first term. He caused all this damage to American farmers. And then he took 92% of the money that the tariffs brought in, which we paid, we were taxed for it. And then he gave it back to the farmers. So to protect the farmers, he put on tariffs, which wrecked the farmers. So then he took the tariff money and gave most of it to the farmers. Business genius. But there he said, they're being hurt in the short run until the tariffs kick into their benefit. But they're only being hurt by the tariffs, which have already kicked in. So none of this, like, I feel really bad. If you're like a 90-year-old conservative and for some reason you just hear the noises coming out of his face and you still trust him at this point, he does not know a goddamn thing about anything and he's a massive liar. And as I kick it to Brett, understand that he's also doing big tariffs on capital G great, capital H heavy, capital T truck manufacturers. Great, heavy, big trucks also are gonna have a massive tariff. Brett, what do you think?
So there's a lot. First of all, this is a good old-fashioned messaging war. This is a rhetorical war. This is great taste, less filling. Okay, what do I mean by that? This is high prices, jobs in America. They're fighting. Right now, he's doing tariffs, which will increase, even in success, if they bring jobs back to America, those tariffs will raise prices, period, okay? So he will raise price. There is no low, very seldom do you get lower prices during tariffs unless you are undoing someone else's tariffs with the threat of your own. That will bring prices down, but that's not really what's happening. He is threatening tariffs. The other thing that's really sad is what soybeans are, right? If I'm a farmer, I love that Asian people use soy sauce because not only do they buy a lot of your soybeans, but soybeans are really good for your fields. They are what you plant to rejuvenate the field so you can grow other crap on it. That's what they do. It's really good. Unfortunately, to John's point, specifically what's happening is we're putting big tariffs on stuff. And not only that, we're raising prices by throwing migrant workers out of the country. And as a result, our soybeans are more expensive. And we're basically threatening other countries. We're not going to buy their crap. So now the soybean market is migrating to Brazil. If Trump is fighting to make America's position in the world better, what he's doing is inadvertently sending a lot of business if you know what the BRICS countries are, they're trying to have a rival currency to America. The fact that American dollars are the reserve currency is a huge, huge thing. It gives us the liberty to have, as I talked to a financial advisor the other day, like there are a lot of terrible fundamentals that have been terrible in the American economy for quite some time, but still the market is strong because we have this reserve currency. He is sending and strengthening not only Riz-wise and like alliance-wise, people just don't like dealing with America because we're being kind of jerks right now, but also strengthening the global supply chain advantage of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. That's what he's doing. And it's not good. There's a lot more, but I've talked for a while.
Yeah, look, this cuts across a lot of different issues, as you're alluding to there. And again, as I've said from the very beginning, there could, in the very long term, be some benefits of this. But he is also lying every step of the way, as he did right there. Again, implying that the damage is because we don't have the tariffs yet. It's an exact inversion of the truth.
But it's also like, if all you got is a hammer, everything's a nail. Like Trump just knows himself as a negotiator, so that's what he thinks he's doing. But and he might get a good deal on one thing, but it's not good in the long run.
Yeah.
I'm fine. The bluster, fine. A lot of countries, relative to us, a lot of countries speak negotiation more natively than Americans. Like it's just part of it, of the cultural vibe of like, all right, we're in a negotiation now, let's have some fun. But I don't think China's one of those places.
Yeah,
like
it doesn't seem to be going
Middle
well
East
so
is
far.
one of those places. But Europe's one of those places. Like Africa's one of those places, but not here. Not China.